6-0 to start the season, all non-conference games. Friday night, Madison Central comes to the blue turf. Coach, it's a brand new season. This is what we did the first 6 games does not matter. That does not determine our playoff hopes or anything. Moving forward, everything is about getting to the playoffs.
You said it. 0-6, 6-0. There's no difference right now. Everybody's 0-0. But you can hope you can build off the confidence right there. We've been battle tested, but our division's the toughest division there is. We got an opponent this Friday night that knocked us out last year. An opponent might be one of the best teams that I'm gonna say might be the best team we play all season, and they've had 2 weeks to prepare for us, and I know they've used every second of that to prepare for us, and so we're excited about playing them here and playing a great opponent.
Coach, you look around us, we got sunshine, it's dry, no rain. It's going to be like that Friday night. Second time in a row we get a rain-free game. You talked about their schedule. It's not the best situation for us coming off of the most physical game we have played all year. We get the big win at West Point, 35-14, but you said last week it's going to be physical, and goodness, was it a physical game. And then they have an extra week to prepare, but they still have to come to us. So that kind of balances it out.
I mean, it can work 2 ways. There's pros and cons to everything, The con is they've had 2 weeks to prepare. They're probably a little bit healthier than us, but not as banged up. But the pro for us is, we've played, to me, what we think is the definition of a physical team.
Right.
And we out-physical the physical team. We're battle-tested right now. We're in a routine. Our guys understand, that, hey, we got another superior opponent ahead of us, and that we got to prepare the right way. We got to do this. And so, getting them to play at home helps for sure. We're in this same boat last year, but we're off just 2 losses and having to go down there. But they are a better football team. Like I said, they might be the best team we play all season. They're going to be physical. They're going to be athletic. They're going to be well coached. And, like I said, happy to be at home, happy to pack this house out. These kids deserve a packed house. They really hadn't gotten one since the Oxford game. So perfect weather. The crisp air we feel right now. This is the definition of the best time of the year.
No doubt. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm coming from just somebody who loves to watch football. I'm not in the weeds with you guys. That looked like the best game we played all year against West Point. They came at us, and then we answered everything that they threw at us.
We had a good plan both sides of the ball. Held them under 100 yards rushing, and that's what West Point does. They run the ball, they're going to run it right at you. I think we kind of – their points that they got kind of was self-inflicted by us, by penalties, extended drives, and that's one thing that we've got to clean up. But we played a solid game, both sides of the ball. Was able to run the ball early, and then when they wanted to take away the run, I knew, that's one thing their coach said to me. We talked on Sunday, and he's like, Coach, I couldn't tell how good your offense was because 4 of the 5 of your games were played in inclement weather.
Yeah.
And he said, when y'all were on, y'all were very tough to beat. And we were on Friday night, and, got to be on the rest of the way, though.
It doesn't get easier. It only gets tougher. They score first, just like last year. Just like last year, we come back, go up 14-7, and then we punt the ball late. They do not convert the first down deep in their own territory. We get the ball back. How much time was left on?
40 seconds.
40 seconds. Take us through that last play that really broke.
So, I mean, kind of before then, what led up to that, I was just kind of like, I was sitting there going to think, all right, they're gonna run the ball all 3 times and run this out. When they throw it one time, it's like, well, there's a window right there.
Yeah.
If they try to keep running the ball, and so I burned 2 of my timeouts. And
they gave us a timeout by throwing the ball.
They gave us a timeout by throwing the ball, and They punted to us. We had a short field. I think we had the ball around the 50 or 45, and made some. We ran 4 plays, I think. Had a play for a first down conversion. Then we're able to clock it. Great job clocking it. Then after the touchdown play, we had it drawn up a certain way. They call a timeout, and I'm pretty sure Coach Ward adjusted it just a little. It was like, you know what, we're going to hide you right here. We're going to do this. And so it was great execution, all 11. Great job O-line blocking it up. Great job Noah extending the play, and Braylon Matthews getting there, keep climbing. And then the catch, then the yards after catch, breaking those tackles. I mean, that was a kind of a backbreaker for them. But it was deja vu. It was, kind of the same thing
Just
from
like
last year. Just
yeah.
like last year. And that's what I told our guys at halftime. I was like, guys, we were in this same spot last year. What are we going to do about it? You've been here before. Only difference is we get the ball second half. If you go put it down, if you go put it in the end zone, they're done. They're tapping out.
And that's exactly what happened. So we go up 21-7 at the half, come back, start the second half, and you told me on the sidelines, deja vu.
That's it.
Last year we fumbled the kickoff to start the second half, and momentum changed instantly because they take it in and score. We took the ball down and scored. That was a game, set, match. Their offense isn't built to come from too far down.
It was not. I mean, it's crazy how history kind of helps you sometimes. Your previous failures and things like that. That's what I'm a big proponent about. Is when you have success, gain on confidence, and when you fail in the past, learn from those failures.
Right.
And that was a moment. Our guys been this moment before. What we're going to do about it? And so that was kind of cool. We're in that same situation and found a way to make it what it was supposed to be.
Right. Huge win for this program. We haven't had a lot of success against West Point in a while. It's been 20-something years since we beat them. Now, we've only played them 5 times in that 20-year span, but to get that win, and it's an extended home game, 30 miles up the road. It's a great series for us. I know you love playing that game, and it preps you now for what's coming up. So now, Madison Central. Really, we could stop the show right here because nothing else needs to be said. But we're going to talk a little bit about Madison Central. But also, it's Military Appreciation Night, Friday night. Festivities will start around 6:30, and it's going to be a special show from our ROTC and our band. They worked really hard, so get there early and watch this and be supportive of our JROTC and our band programs. Madison Central, they got 1 loss to Brandon. Not a bad loss. A lot of teams are going to lose to Brandon this year. They're a better team than they were last year.
Absolutely.
And they were pretty good last year.
Yes, they were.
What are you seeing from this Madison Central
You
team?
mean, number one, a well-coached team. A team that is, they have an edge. They play with an edge. A team they do what they do. They hadn't changed what they do. Always good up front on the offensive line. Huge tackles, big tight end. That's one of the top tight ends in the nation. And 3 running backs. I can take it to the house any play. Do a really great job in the pass game, scheming guys up to get open, and a quarterback that's just very athletic. It's the same quarterback as last year. He's just a year older, and so he's making better decisions. Defensively, they're one of the best defenses we'll see. I thought they were they might have been the best defense we saw all last season. And they have a really good scheme of what they do. They're very aggressive. They're very pressure heavy. They're very disruptive, very athletic on the back end. And an elite on special teams. So, you got a team that's, like I said, this might be the best opponent we'll see all season. They easily could be undefeated. Brandon's beat a lot of people. Brandon one time was the number 1 team in the state of Mississippi, and that was a close game that they played in. We know this game's going to be, it's going to be a physical game. We know both teams are going to get after each other. Best game in the state. I think it's a no-brainer. The best football game in the state of Mississippi.
No
Dang
doubt.
sure the best football game in North Mississippi. the surrounding areas. I mean, you're not going to find two better teams competing and getting after each other at the highest level of 7A football. So great coaching. And they do a fantastic job, and that's what we talk about all the time with other coaches at different levels, and talk to college coaches and stuff. If you're off as a coach, if somebody finds a little niche or something or finds a little discrepancy about you, they're gonna pinpoint it.
Right.
The coaching at this level is too good. The head coaches and assistant coaches at this level is way too good. So you have to be on your P's and Q's and have a game plan. You also better be able to adjust when things aren't going your way.
And I think that's something you guys really do well at, is adjusting. A lot you hear the things, what'd you do at halftime? I feel like you guys adjust as the game goes on. You don't wait till halftime. You're finding things as the game is progressing, and I think that's really been a huge difference.
Well, that's the difference to me, like good coaching and great coaching,
right?
Or just coaching and calling yourself a coach.
Right.
You can always have a plan going in.
Right.
But plans don't always go that way.
Exactly.
And how are you adjusting throughout the game? Are you able to adjust early? Are you having to wait till halftime? Sometimes people just can't wait until wait until halftime. I mean, I feel like the elite coaches, they have a plan, but they also have an answer when things aren't going their way, and they have an adjustment right there.
I went back and was looking at my notes. I knew this, but until you see it on paper, it's mind-boggling. We haven't lost a division game since 2021. It's 2024. Back-to-back division crowns. We, up until that playoff game against Madison Central, we really had their number going for a while. You set the standard now. I mean, the expectation is to win the division. And sadly, you don't get the easy game leading to open division. You get one of the toughest.
Right. I mean, you're exactly right on all that. I mean, we got the toughest one. Had obviously one of the toughest ones last year going into it. I think 3 years in a row we played Madison early in division. Craig. I mean, we won division 2 years in a row. What has that done for us?
Right.
My goal at the end our goal is to win a division, but also too,
you want the bigger.
We want the bigger
yeah.
one. We want to be 1-0 at the end of the year.
Exactly.
It's about winning the last games and stuff. Like I said, don't get me wrong. We want to win this game just as much as they do or anybody. But there's also I've seen like I said, the last 2 years there's some hard-bought lessons I've seen. Here's one guarantee, folks. We're going to have to play this team again and probably another team in our division again. And so
probably them again.
And that's the biggest thing that you have to be prepared for is later on, if you're fortunate enough to make the playoffs, win the first round, play in the second and third round, you're going to probably going to play two teams twice.
Exactly. Coach, big game Friday night. Before we go, I always like to throw something. We saw college football last week. Just
Crazy.
Top 10 teams like that dropping.
Who would have thought there'd been a lot of parity this year with NIL and things like that?
That's what we kept hearing. It's going to take away from that.
It's going to take away.
That.
I mean, I watched every second of the Vandy game. Once they got up 1 or 2 scores, I cut it on and didn't cut it off.
Right.
That was awesome. I mean, Vandy coaches out-coached Bama. Their kids were up. That was awesome to see. I watched all those upsets. I at least cut on and watched, Missouri getting beat, Michigan getting beat, USC getting beat, and then, them watching Arkansas beat Tennessee. You got to have your hate. It's hard to win football games. Man, it's one of the toughest things to do is win football games. And, everybody's got a plan for you. You're going to get everybody's in those situations, and just like with us and everybody else, I mean, when you're a top team or a ranked team like that, you're going to get everybody's best and more.
I think we're not – the days of seeing SEC teams go undefeated are about gone, especially now that we look who they've added, and it's not bad teams. It's the top 2 teams from,
you look at the big – and you look at also, too, the Big Ten, like – How many of those? I mean, it's the same thing with them. It's going to be
Right.
hard to go undefeated in the SEC and the Big Ten because you've added so many really good teams. But also, too, you can lose those games now because there's 12 teams in the playoff.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, whatever.
Exactly. You just better not lose 2.
Yeah.
Well, we're
I
going
don't
to see
know.
it. We're going to see a 2-team.
We're going to see a
or two-loss team.
We're going to see a
this year.
2-loss team this
We are.
year.
Probably
or
more than one.
Might.
Might. Coach, great win Friday night. That was a lot of fun. Guys played hard. You know, we really didn't talk about individual players, but I thought Noah had one of his best games. JJ was JJ. Defense was just
solid. I got to throw some guys out. KJ Jenkins had a great game at linebacker. The whole D line did a great job. Chris Ivey has been playing great.
Yes,
he had a great game, and you know, there's a lot of different guys that played well.
As good as they play, they got to play that much better Friday night. For Coach Ty Harden, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron Tapes.